Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the middle of September. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and get a shuffle in here. Now we did have the Nine of Pentacles pop out of the deck. Let's go ahead and see if the Nine of Pentacles comes back in, but yeah. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. I am using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Also, do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right. So we did not see the Nine of Pentacles come back in, but we could be in these three clarifiers here as we go along. But I do think that some of you are really focused on your finances at this time. This has been coming in with the collective for recently, like over the past couple of weeks. It's like less about jobs and more about just like the financial areas of life. But we'll talk about that more as we go along here. But let's take a look at what is on the bottom of the deck. So you have the star here showing up on the bottom of the deck. Definitely a good sign. You love to see the star. The star is, for me, one of the best cards to find in the tarot. This is all about hope, optimism, and healing. You can see that it's a genie. The person on the star is a genie. And the reason is that the star is a card associated with wishes coming true and wishes being granted to you. And so the genie here is not only able to grant wishes, but they're also sitting in a healing pool of water. And so it can also talk about healing injuries, healing health, your health, healing something in your life. The other thing is, this can talk about synchronicities within the universe. This can talk about you being in front of people, you being in the starlight, you being in the spotlight. Yeah, connecting to truth is another thing that came into my mind. I don't always get truth with the star, but you have the star and the sun, or the sun and the star, which is always a really incredible combination. It's like a galactic combination is what I would say when you get those two cards. And you can think of the star as like connectivity, right? And not just like in terms of relationships, connecting with people, but connectivity in terms of like connecting with something that might be out there, or like, connecting with the universe, connecting with, an idea, connecting with your dreams and your wishes. And so you definitely love to see it. Now, in the overall situation, or the current situation, you do have the Five of Pentacles. Some of you here a little bit concerned about resources at this time. The Five of Pentacles can talk about like loss. It can, however, it oftentimes is more times than not, it's associated with your thoughts around abundance, maybe trending towards scarcity. And so when you get the Five of Pentacles, it's always a good idea to keep your thoughts aligned towards positive thinking. And be careful if you find yourself dipping into unworthiness. Like if you say that if you say to yourself that you like, why should I have this? Or I could never have that person, or I'm not attractive enough for that person, or I'll never be able to have that, or I'll never be able to afford that. Like those are the types of things that come in with the Five of Pentacles. And so your language that you use towards the self is very important with the Five of Pentacles energy. Okay, and so I think that some of you are looking to create connectivity here with your dreams, with your wishes. And there's an opportunity to do that, but it's, the way that you speak to yourself is actually very important. In the problem position, you have the Six of Swords. And so this can represent going through a transition in your life. This can represent kind of going to better places. Like the thing is, this person is leaving the Five of Swords behind them. They have their back turned towards the Five of Swords, and so they are ready to sail towards something that is much better for them, and they are being guided. The thing is, it's in the problem position, and so some of you are maybe having a bit of an issue with connecting, okay? Some of you maybe are having an issue with guidance. Like some of you are trying to reach out for the answer. And what I would say is, it's going to be very hard to find this answer if you are being negative, as you have the Five of Pentacles associated with the Six of Swords here at this time. And so I would also suggest that you probably already have the answer within you. So put yourself in an environment or in a position to have that answer sort of bubble up to your surface in a positive way, is what I feel like saying. In the past, you have the Four of Swords here. So this is about rest, recovery, recuperation. You can see that this person here is lying below the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heartbreak or separation or something related to like emotional turmoil. But you could also say that the Four of Swords is about praying. It is about meditating. If you're not a prayer person, it could be about meditation or connecting. And the thing is, I think some of you have been reflective, connective. I think some of you have been trying to meditative. I think some of you have just been spending a whole lot of time in contemplation. And it's possible that in this period of time, you have dipped into a negative mindset here. Also, take a look, 4, 5, 6. Isn't that interesting? We also have a 7. We have a 7 here. Whoa, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 7 down here. So that to me says that things are progressing along for you. Things are moving along. Things are moving ahead. Also, the star is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that definitely, I definitely feel like I kind of just got, my thought process just got blocked there because that doesn't really happen often. But I do think that the way that your thoughts are just super important at this time. I don't want to spend too much more time talking about it because I sound like a broken record and I sound like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. But I do think that you're taking a moment here to progress and move along. I do think maybe some of you have been in the contemplative state for a long time, and that it's possible that you've dipped into some sort of negative thinking as a result. Now, in the future, you do have the Seven of Pentacles showing up here. The Seven of Pentacles is all about long-term success or long-term situations paying off. Definitely a very good energy to find the Seven of Pentacles in a reading. It's this person here has sort of, they've planted this tree a long time ago, and they are now kind of ready to see the harvest come in for themselves, and they are ready to sort of see the culmination of all of their hard work be realized. And so I feel like some of you here are ready to make some sort of long-term kind of wider lens approach or long-term wider lens change in your maybe financial situation. I definitely feel like that could be the case, especially as you have this wish energy here on the bottom. I definitely feel like some of you maybe even want to reach out to somebody because there's this issue with guidance in the problem position, your guidance being blocked or something like this here with the Six of Swords showing up in the problem. I almost feel like for some of you, you might want to like research, plan, or even talk with somebody, maybe a financial planner or advisor on what to do next. Maybe you're working with a realtor as well, somebody in the financial areas of your life. There could be something like this going on for some of you. Now, in your thoughts, this is what you can see. So what's interesting here, this is your consciousness or what you're conscious of. You do have the Two of Swords. So what's interesting is this is a card that suggests that maybe you're having a hard time seeing. And you can see that here with the blindfold message here, the blindfold energy of this Two of Swords. And so this person's having a hard time seeing the road ahead. And what I will say to you is there's something about clarity here that's very important. I think there's like it's clarity, but I think it's a clearing of your thoughts and of some sort of troubling thought or some sort of like troubling combination of thoughts that is showing up for you here in this area right now. So in the subconscious, what you can't see or the hidden, you do have the Sun card, and the Sun is, you definitely like to see it. The Sun is an incredible card that can indicate victory, success, positivity. It can also indicate truth as well. So the truth being revealed to you. It's also a major card of power. And when you get the Sun, this can say that you are also looking to fully express yourself at this time. So going back to what I was saying here at the very beginning of this reading, you have the star and the Sun here. So that's like a galactic type of energy where it's like, I do feel like telling you, Pisces, that the universe is with you and there is guidance available to you. I know that I feel like some of you feel blocked in receiving this guidance. I would maybe take a step back. Sometimes we get a little bit too close to the problem we're trying to solve, and then the best approach is to take a step back, or maybe even work in reverse, right? Start at Z instead of starting at A. And some of you may find some help in that as well. Now, in the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have the Seven of Wands here. So Seven of Wands is all about standing your ground and sticking up for what you believe in. So, I'm being drawn to the people here on the card. You can't see it, but there are people holding the wands and they're coming after this person. And so I almost feel like maybe for some of you, what's going on here is you might want to take inventory of your connections and the people around you. There could be people around you who are putting you or contributing to you being in a lower vibration with money, because the Five of Pentacles is a lower vibration with money. And it is possible that there are people who are just like around you who are also, or who are like not in a good situation, and that's also making you kind of take on that energy. And so if that's resonating, I would say, remember this, and that is that you are the accumulation of the 5 people closest to you. And that is really true. I've also heard this phrase recently. I just said it in another reading, but your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. And so if there are people around you that are not supporting you or lifting you up or fulfilling you in some ways, I think maybe some of you are taking a look at that situation here. Now, in the external, you definitely have the Hermit, which is about isolation or more about introspection, but this says find the answer within you. Don't look to somebody else at this time. The answer is within you. And so I feel like for some of you, and I said that at the beginning of this reading, which is I do feel like some of you also just need to hear that you have the answer. The answer is inside, and you can connect with that answer. But again, it's very, very hard to do that when your negative thoughts or negative thinking is present as well. It's harder to find that answer. Now, in the hopes and fears here, you have the Four of Cups. I mean, listen, this is one of these readings where I sound like a broken record, but you can see here, there's an alternative solution. So I've been saying this whole time, you're looking for an answer. Well, here's the answer. The thing is, you're expecting the answer to be in these 3 cups, when in reality, the answer is up here. The answer is in this cup, okay? These 3 cups are what are familiar to you. So this suggests that it's there, but it may not appear in the way that you are expecting it to appear. And that is, I think, one of the biggest things that I would, if I were you, if I were Pisces, I would take away from this reading. In the outcome, you have the King of Pentacles here, which is somebody who is successful. This is somebody who also has really good habits and a healthy routine. And they are not just successful because they work hard, but because they have very good habits. And so whatever that is to you, if it's waking up between 5 and 6 a.m., or it's, working out before you work, or, working out after you work, or eating healthy, or the combination of all those things, getting sleep, whatever it is, like those habits contribute to success. And I think for some of you here, I think that is another thing that could really help you get out of this lower vibration with this 5 of Pentacles energy as well. Let's go and take a look at what we have in these 3 tarot cards. So you have the Tower, you have the Emperor, and you also have the Page of Pentacles showing up. So the Tower is a card that can indicate upheavals, changes, situations in your life sort of falling down or collapsing. However, a better way of looking at it, it is a blessing in disguise, because this person falling from the tower didn't have a way out before. There are no doors on this tower, and so now they are being given a way out of a situation that was maybe less than great for them. You have the Emperor here. The Emperor is all about it's big boss energy. It's being successful. It's being abundant. It is being a leader, having authority over your life and taking ownership. You also have this Page of Pentacles, which is about good news or good prospects potentially coming into your life here. And you definitely love to see the the Page of Pentacles, especially when you get the Five of Pentacles. Lastly, you have recovery, abundance, meditation brings answers. So these three cards make a lot of sense for you, because I've been talking about this the entire time. You can see the people here on the card meditating, but you can also see meditation brings awareness. You have two of those symbols of like contemplation, reflection, meditation. You saw it here with the Four of Swords, and we also talked about how you're looking for guidance. And so I think that this is connected to your abundance. I think that this is about connectivity to the universe, to something galactic in your life. And yeah, I definitely think that the answer is available to you, Pisces. But again, very hard to find the answer when you're in I'll never have, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, I'm not attractive enough. Like the negative self-talk is something that I think is super important to work through. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.